What is good? I don't know. Um, what's up? What's up? Um, I do know TSM crushed earnings, and they're now sitting at 103. Um, we got a special episode today as we uh, are broadcasting to you on this Thursday. But we're also on vacation to celebrate Good Friday and the resurrection of Jesus. Um, it's gonna be awesome. We've got a full moon that will be visible on Sunday. Um, and that's the resurrection day, and that's just powerful. That just having that thought can create a bridge in your mind that will act as the same process Jesus had. So because Jesus was joined with heaven, because a manly, humanly DNA was extracted, joined with heaven, just believing that idea can also have the effect to join your brain to heaven, join your life with God. I don't know what ideas are powerful. Ideas are everything. Um, so I am on vacation. I don't have my sound bowl, but 528 hertz tuning fork do just fine. I don't even know if you can hear that. I'm not sure where the microphone is. More high pitched. So, I don't really have any plays today. I mean, if you've been listening to this at all, I don't think anybody is, but I was kind of wanting to brag on myself yesterday. TSM had a nice 4% run yesterday, and it felt good, right? This is a stock we've been talking about every day since Monday as the top play of the week. They had already come out and announced that it was going to be a 33% year over year sales increase, which I believe led to like a 40% increase in revenue year over year. Um, and TSM just put up a big number. Big number. Um, Let me read it for you while the chart pulls up. All right, so non-GAAP EPS of $1.40 beats by 9 cents. Revenue of 17.57 billion. Let me repeat that again. Revenue of 17.57 billion. The only company that's not uh, the only company that's above Taiwan Semiconductors, TSMC, in this market is Intel. Um, Intel's got a pretty crazy revenue, um, upwards of like 40 billion, I believe. But 17 billion is wild. That is amazing, and that was a beat on the revenue by 1.31 billion. First quarter revenue increased 12.1% quarter over quarter, supported by strong HPC and automotive related demand. Uh, Q2 outlook, revenue expected between 17 billion and 18 billion. So there is no falling off as far as a revenue and profits go. And just reading a comment here on the Seeking Alpha article, and this motherfucker's comment says, "This has all been baked in. Their earnings will begin to decline as the world stops using computers." A birdie outside my window tells him. The world to stop using computers is laughable. Oh goodness, some people either don't have real money in this. I mean, why would this person even be reading this article if he thinks computers are going away? Oh man. I mean, TSM is so much more than computers. TSM uh, is makes a silicone foundry. So it's like they make like TSM has the most proprietary cutting edge silicone wafer technology in the game. Intel's even trying to catch up, but it's something about like the elasticity of somehow how TSM can make these chips. And so it somehow just makes the conductivity, um, I believe the article I was reading called it elasticity. Uh, and, you know, AMD, which I'm the number one fan of, buys their silicone chip parts from TSM. I mean, so this strong report here, uh, like AMD's earnings is the 24th, so it's gonna be it's AMD's gonna be their first earnings before their first earnings since the Xilinx merger. And what's weird is like AMD is kind of popping below where it even closed yesterday, so um, kind of interesting. Excuse me, I'm just a bunch of shit stocks up top. I'm looking at them, but just as kind of lotto plays. I'll talk about any of these if I feel like they are worthy to be talked about. Diago Therapeutics could be getting the FDA approval soon, so um, we've got to be on the lookout for that news. That's why I've got that up there. Um, and I've talked to you about EDS. I hope you hear me okay. I don't have my mic again. On vacation for Easter weekend to see and hang with the family. Bitcoin holding 41. Um, that's okay. That's okay. AMD barely green in pre-market. But some of the major names are red, which is all right. So again, we don't know what today is going to bring. Today could really go any type of way. I mean, it really could go any type of way. So I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna, I don't think I'm gonna sell out of like the TSM I've been buying this week. Um, I don't think I'm gonna sell anything. I've got some ability to make a play today. I think that will come. I just crude oil has even popped up from where I saw it this morning, and it's up from where it was to end last week. So oil is definitely still up. So and the oil stocks have done well this week. Um, I thought they were going to cool off and kind of chill at that. I thought the oil futures contracts were going to chill at that 95 price. And let me make sure I just for my peace of mind, let me make sure that the sound is coming in okay. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. All right. I think we're all right. Sure. Now the futures on the ES did, you know, they did at least pop back up. Um, so this is why it's tough for me just to really try to pick a direction in the morning. Like if the futures were way up, if things were looking good, maybe good, but um, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Today, if you swing trading anything, um, you got to think if you want to finalize it today or not. We're going into a long weekend. We've got tomorrow's a holiday. Our banking holiday is Good Friday, so um, Jesus was put to death for our sins. Um, he was he was put to death to give us the connection, to give us the bridge, to give us the pure soul that was needed to save us. So we'll keep an eye on these futures. Honestly, I think like if it was up at it's just not high at all. I mean, these are just on the lows. So to me, it just I don't know unless we get bad news. I mean, you got to think of like the second or third most likely scenario, right? So, like today, what's the most likely scenario of the market today? Like what's everybody, what's 97% of people waking up and thinking today about the stock market? Well, one of the big things is that the market's closed tomorrow. So today is the last day to finalize any plays. If you've been playing a TSM's earnings play, um, and you know that tomorrow is not a trading day, and you want to finalize it, great. Um, God, I'd love to see AMD come down to the 96.69s that it was hitting yesterday. I don't think we'll ever see 95s again on AMD. I just don't. I hope we do. So that hopefully I'll have some more moolah around that time and can buy some more. Um, I just, all right. So we know we got weekend starts tomorrow. Today's last trading day, and it's spies down in pre-market. So we could take a chance in pre-market and buy like the Bulls ETF and just hope that the market rips up today. Um, I think it's possible that we have a multi-directional day. We could I could see it being a very confusing day. I could see it being a very active day. Um, and that's good. It's good to try to catch either a bounce or catch a decline. And if you get like what I'm going to be looking for is a strong directional move in like the first 30 minutes to an hour. So like by 10:30, I may look to go inverse. So if we've got one clear direction to open, like let's say if these are looking like they're going down, you know, AMD drops back down to 96 to open. Apple drops back down to 169 to open. I think that will lend favorably to day traders. Um, Anybody thinking that, you know, I just think it's a time that if we get dips, we can start to think about buying them right now. I mean, we're at levels that are good. We are at levels that are good discounts for these companies. Like we see it with TSM, and they just had record earnings. Like demand has not fallen off yet. Um, and I think that's partly to do because supply chains are so backed up right now. Like it's gonna take a while to fulfill the current pipeline before things start to really drop. So, just like TSM saw, they had a great Q1. I would expect AMD to have a great Q1. I would, even expect Apple. I'm not sure what their supply chain is like, but maybe they've already had a bunch of, pre-orders that they're going to be, they've made some deliveries in Q1. Whatever it is, I think besides cars, because their pipeline is so screwed up. Um, but they're going to be consistent because their pipeline is screwed up because everything being built and sent to the dealership is sold. Um, so let's see, Bitcoin dropped below 41. I'm going to be probably just looking at a day trade on either the bulls or the bears here. The bulls or the bears, pick a direction. If you think the market's going up, look at the bulls triple leverage FANG ETF. If you think the market's going down, look at the bears triple leveraged QQQ ETF. Bulls was nice yesterday. We take a look at the Bulls. Bulls was nice yesterday. It was just, pretty consistent. Just a nice, you know, real purdy day. Is why I like a red pre-market. It gives you, and I think we did see some of the, we saw them kind of dip here in pre-market to give us a good long buying opportunity. I mean, we're seeing the same thing again in this pre-market. Is we're seeing, and especially if we get, a little bit more dip, we might just rip. Dip and then rip, baby. Dip and then rip. Dip and rip. pick up some of the blood that was stagnant. That blood that was a little stagnant in the body. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. I'm just playing. Ain't nobody here. I need another cup of coffee too. I got. Well, it's encouraging to see somebody with so much size sitting here. Somebody got 700 shares they trying to buy. Well, damn. You trying to buy down 900 shares. Be right back. Hey, kind of looking nice. So, a couple little peaks out there. Little peaks out there. See, this is what I'm unsure of, is if, like, this person buying all these shares right here at 170. Now, this could be a problem, because what you don't know is if this person is a hedge fund, an institution, just a person with a nice ass computer algorithm that can buy and sell hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stocks, and just sit on both sides to where They can literally sit here and buy 400 shares and then 400 shares at 170.25 and then sell them at 170.48. I mean, like, that's the type of game that these algos can run. Um, they can run this shit all fucking day. It's like, I is that what they're doing? It's like you got 400 playing both sides here. Unless this is two different people, in my mind, when I see these similar size blocks, maybe it's similar institutions, but I just think it's the same person playing both sides, just scalping in, scalping out all fucking day, keeping these in a range, and knowing the levels and knowing like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna have just 400 share at bid wall on 169, and then I'm gonna have the same thing sitting on the ask at 172, and I'm just gonna play this range all fucking day. Um, uh, See, Apple caught a bid there. I mean, we saw it. We saw it. We saw monster share size sitting right here at 170. And now watch. Now I got 1,400 shares for sale at 170.70, and people are going to start selling out of that. So, people are going to start selling out of that position. And then watch, it's going to come right back down to like a 170, and this motherfucker's just going to play this game all fucking day, just buying and selling this shit. We'll see. Everything catching a little bit of a bump. So we will see. I mean, this is right where Bitcoin closed yesterday. It got up into 41.3s, I think was some of the highest it got yesterday. So it did have a nice move up yesterday. And we're in 41.4s. Not a touch to 41.5. Give me another cup of coffee. I hope you guys have a great Easter weekend. Just, it's big. It's big energy in the universe right now. It's if you're having a tough time feeling and knowing that you're a part of something greater, read the Bible. Go read the New Testament. Go research what some of Jesus' apostles did after his death to spread the story, to bring these values to communities across the world. A pilgrimage I would like to do in my lifetime is the St. James Way. My grandmother did it and was very. The St. James Way is a pilgrimage up the coastline of Spain. And St. James, he built a massive. There are massive cathedrals up the Spanish coastline, and it was one of the apostles spreading the word. Shout out Grandma D. It's powerful, man. Powerful. There's a lot of stuff you just can't even express in words a lot of the stuff that goes on. It's interesting, right? Like with with how powerful ideas can be, um, how how also powerful can feelings be, and where do feelings come from? And can you even describe feelings? Like, is it memory? Because is it just me remembering what some of this stuff? But um, it's it's overwhelming. It's not like just a memory of like, oh, I remember that. It have a much more profound effect on your mood and ability to function. Like, that's like it's difficult to go play in a sports game if you've just lost a family member. It's emotions that are hmm, emotions could be more powerful than ideas. We'll have to think about that. Just thinking about how powerful ideas can be, but could emotions be more powerful? Hmm. Like humans can have some really good ideas. Like the best idea a dog can have is to knock over a trash can to get itself more food. Or like the best idea a dog can have is like I'm gonna go dig a hole. But the best idea a human can have is like I'm gonna take these metals, I'm gonna take these elements and I'm gonna make a thin sheet of paper that's gonna be able to absorb radiation from the sun in the form of an electrical current, and then it's going to use those metals as a conductor to send that energy to another pack of metals sitting on the house as a battery to store up that energy that we just pulled from the sun's radiation. And then we're going to send that to the light switch so that it can send that energy through some metals, through some more metals, up into some more metals and elements in the light bulb that are going to react in a way that's going to give us a light. Like how did who came up with that idea, or how that some metals and some minerals with electricity, like that's crazy. But is sadness, happiness, and can you even describe them as like that? That's just putting a label on it to label it because you don't even really know what it is. You know, you can understand what makes you have those feelings, like thinking about a family member, witnessing something traumatic. Um, you can know what causes some of these emotions, and you can attempt to label them, but have no clue what they are, or where they come from, or why we have them. So, I don't know, I'm just hoping a stock trade comes across the screen today. Um, Hoping I get a play today. Got no clue what it's going to be. Maybe we'll get some FDA approval news, and we'll get to play like a biotech stock. I don't love healthcare stocks. Um, Obviously, they've done really well. I just healthcare stocks probably got a lot of fans out there. It's not one of them. Travel stocks did great yesterday. We had Delta Airlines report a very nice earnings report, and all the travel stocks did well. I think even cruises might have done well. Where's my Delta? Delta did well. Carnival did well. American Airlines did well. Delta did really well yesterday. Delta was one of the best stocks yesterday. Delta was up 6% yesterday. And it's now they had earnings, and basically what I believe what they had in their earnings, and you see the one big candle. This is what's crazy is there's no more time because the computers have gotten so quick at picking up headlines. There's no more time for retail to hop in this trade. You either had to hop in before on expectation, on a pure guess, and then as soon as the information hits and the computers recognize that the algorithm is saying that this is better than expected, and by how much, they run it up to run it up 5% instantly, 4% instantly. Um, so I mean, the only thing you can do after these run-ups right here is just wait for possible dip buying opportunities and for other players in the market to start catching bids, so people realize, hey, this wasn't a fluke. These stocks are doing well. You know, we're gonna buy the dip here on a strong earnings report. So that's crazy. Um, but nonetheless, it still gave a dip buying opportunity right here at the open before making another nice move and another nice move up. Delta did really well. They had I think they had just a so-so earnings. But they also guided well. They just said that demand was strong for flights and that they'd be able to pass along extra elevated fuel costs to the consumer. So um, basically just saying that they expect demand to remain, and they're basically said that they're not going to, as fuel goes up, the price of tickets are going up. So they're going to get their profit margin. They're going to get theirs. Uh, as they should. And I expect travel to remain strong this summer. It's really first. Last summer was kind of fucked up by Omicron. I know it may have came later in the season. You may still have a June, July, but like Charleston is booked up for the summer. We were looking, and like Charleston is just booked up for the summer. There's nothing good available in Charleston because you know, everybody's going to be traveling this summer. It's just that plain and simple. Okay, 8 o'clock. There's some work to be done, so bear with me. We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna Anything happen? Good to see AMD holding 98. I don't know. I mean, my price target for AMD is at least 185. At least. Damn, no, there's some rollers out there. I don't know how windy it is, but we might have to check this, sir. Sure. Do a couple air squats. Send some blood to your butt, to your knees. This is probably pretty boring, but it's just interesting. What I just see cell walls on everything. I mean, look at these share sizes on the ask. I don't know if these are real or not. Like, are companies, or hedge funds, and institutions just trying to just mass exodus out of this? Are these just like are these just older folks that have thousands of shares of Dallas Airlines being like, all right, it's time to retire. I'm just gonna be in all cash to make sure I have enough to live a good life until I die and expire. Or maybe they've given these stocks to the kids, and the kid's like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna sell America or Delta Airlines up 1% after, I mean, it was just understand, if you're selling long-term assets that have experienced nice capital gains, which you will if you start a long-term investment account, hold stock for 20 years, and then you might think about selling it. I mean, maybe that's what we're seeing. Some people just like, somebody just had Delta Airlines for 20 years, and they're like, okay, enough of Delta. I doubt it. Like I said earlier, I think it's just people. I don't know. I gotta. Options to get some plays, y'all. Where the plays at? I really just don't know what the prognosis of today is going to be. Really could be anything. Really could. Anything could happen. Shoulder got a little tweaked. Tweet. I'm probably gonna have to go. I gotta start listening to some shit to get some better ideas. I mean, I gave you my best ideas earlier in the week. Um, I'll enjoy this cup of coffee with myself, I guess. I just need some ideas. I need some inspiration for a good something. Um, I always look at semiconductors. Maybe we can find a laggard in this. Micron? Why Micron? Why you down, Micron? I like Micron too. All the other chip makers are up, but Micron is down. Why would Micron be down? Possible play. Someone's taking a bearish stance on Micron. Three puts, two calls. These are deep in the money puts. Whoa. That's not that bearish. I mean, that is. I mean, think about that. This stock's trading at $72, and somebody just traded a. Excuse me, Scott. That's the premium they bought for it. Excuse me. So they bought it at $97.50. Still, we're at $72, and it's $97.50 with a $421,000 premium on there. They swept. They got both the dates. What are the dates on there? So we got 4/14. I mean, they're in the money, so I would expect these puts to just be puts, because like when you buy a call or a put, you're really buying a bundle of shares. Like what they are is just a bundle of shares that people buy with intent to purchase those shares at the end. And sometimes, like if it's really, you know, let's say the stock shoots up and your calls are at, you know, $20 and the stock's now $50. It's sometimes they'll collect premium. It'll bid up a premium on that contract because you're now buying at such a discount. You're now getting that bundle locked in at a discount, and puts vice versa, where you're expecting to buy that bundle but at a lower price. So you're not quite exercising it right away. I've still got a lot more research I've got to do on options. I mean, I can't really say that these are super bearish options purchases. So they're okay. Okay. 30-minute time frames. See a little bit more of the kind of minute by minute action. 5 minutes is good. I mean, 5 minute windows are good, but sometimes candles happen all in 1 minute. 5 minutes can give you that follow up sometimes. See, so here's AMD's level 2. You got somebody sitting with a monster bid on 98, and then this is probably also them, you know, using this to as a little double wall so they can kind of get people to sell into it. Um, Tempted to sell into it. I could take some risk off the table. Energy, I mean, energy's down a touch, so energy might not catch a bid today. Possibly commodities, possibly like uranium and some of the farming and fertilizer. So uranium's down too, solar's down. Oil's, I mean, oil's going to drop today for sure. Oil's been on such a tear. Here are the big ones up here. Peabody's been on an absolute tear. It's fallen off. So, they might hold up. They might not. Let's see if Twitter's got any ideas for trades today. Let's see if our farming and fertilizers are up. No, farming and fertilizers are down. Wheat ETF is up. Fertilizers down. Let's look at metals. Honestly, silver and gold might be a decent place to look in the next couple months. I mean, we'll see. We've got to make sure the oil trades and the commodity trades continue, but metal prices are going high. Metal prices are going high, so that's a possible idea. We could look to like Southern Copper Company, Sprott Physical Silver, uranium. We could see we could probably find some metal plays here in the next couple weeks. But it's a long weekend. There's really no need to try to swing something this weekend. If you're not already bought long term, if you're not in a specific play that is going to be up come Monday. Then really no point to hold anything over the weekend. Now, hopefully you've got a long-term account, and if you don't, there's never a bad time to start a long-term account. Never a bad time. Even if you would have decided to, let's say you decided long-term on AMD at the absolute worst time, which would have been like November, December for this chart, maybe. So end of the year, this was at 163. Let's say end of the year, you were like, hey, this looks like a, end of the year, whatever it is, you're gonna start the new year trying to catch a Santa rally, trying to catch a good long-term position on AMD at 155. You're okay. That's a totally fine, a totally rational decision if your plan is to keep that share for the long term. Because what you do, if this is the only time that you're going to get you a bag to invest, don't spend it all in one place, right? you know, you can stay in cash and you can save and see what happens. And what happened was it went on a really hard decline. Even had a good earnings, completed a merger, and now is it's a good deal. Um, but let's say you started right here, and let's say that's not your only bag. Like you're gonna get, you know, an extra couple $100 a month, whatever it is, whatever you have that you can save and invest. You know, you would have then had another bag where, shit, all right, I got another paycheck. They do a good earnings. I'm gonna put some more in at 130. Now your average becomes, 140, and maybe it's not. Maybe your average is still 142. So maybe you're down 40%. It's okay. It's a long-term investment. You're gonna hold this thing 10 years. Are you worried about this company not getting back to 140 level in 10 years? If that doesn't happen, we've got a lot bigger problems than just AMD stock. Not that means the stock market probably had gone away and we've gone to some sort of blockchain stock market. Which even then, I would imagine that companies would have if we went to like some sort of different trading exchange style. Uh, AMD still have stock. Like that got uh, comment this morning that computers are going away. That made me get a good laugh. Let's see if I got enough Wi-Fi to even check waves. Does anybody else always forget their passwords? Oh, thank goodness it uh, kept it logged in. And I admit, when I was making this, I messed it up too and did gmail.com. So that's what I had to use. Surf report. Yes. Let me find some ideas, y'all. So turn on the Bloomberg YouTube channel.
Face growing difficulties in sourcing their inputs, which is disrupting production. However, there are also offsetting factors underpinning the
This is
ongoing
Christine
recovery,
Lagarde, ECB president, weighing
complex
on
enduring fiscal
businesses and
measures,
consumers
and the possibility for households to draw on
during the war.
savings that they accumulated during the pandemic. Moreover, the reopening of those sectors most affected by the pandemic and a strong labor market with more people in jobs
This is going to
will
be the
continue to
best
support incomes and
time
spending.
for surf. You're going to try to catch
Fiscal
this.
and monetary policy support remains critical, especially in this difficult geopolitical situation.
We're getting here and the waves are actually looking
In addition,
nice. I think
the
it's going to be
successful
okay to ride these
implementation
morning
of
tides.
the investment and reform plans
Okay.
under the Next Generation EU program
Honestly,
will
y'all,
accelerate the energy and green transitions. This should help enhance the long-term growth and resilience in the euro area. Turning now to inflation. Inflation increased to 7.5% in March from 5.9% in February.
We got
Energy prices were driven higher after the outbreak of the war
southerly winds.
and now stands 45% above their level 1 year ago.
Says this might be a good block.
They continue to be the main reason for the high rate of inflation. Market-based indicators suggest that energy prices will stay high in the near term and will then moderate to some extent. Food prices have also increased sharply. This is due to elevated transportation and production costs, notably the higher price of fertilizers, which are in part related to the war in Ukraine.
It's kind of flat.
Price rises have become more widespread.
I would have to go crack a dawn.
Energy costs are pushing up prices across many sectors. Supply bottlenecks and the normalization of demand as the economy reopens also continue to put upward pressures on prices. Measures of underlying inflation.
Big options expiration today. 2 trillion in options expire today. That could move the market. If people options are killed or realized and they roll them over, that could be good or bad. Volatility could be something to watch today. But could be. Elon Musk is posting his SEC forms. Did Elon Musk buy 73 million shares of Tesla, or excuse me, Twitter? U.S. retail sales rise 0.5% in March. I guess that's not good. Oh. So it was a joke SEC proposal. Maybe not. Maybe he did try to buy every share at Twitter, but Like I said, I saw some stuff popping up here, and wonder what's going on. Everything kind of catching a little bid. Let's see what's running this morning. These are some of your top gainers of the morning. PowerBridge Technology, their news is Port's smart monitoring platform was included in list of preferred choice for public procurement within China. Okay, PowerBridge, Chinese company. Kaleido Biosciences. No, no news. On Curus. They had news 5 days ago, nothing. Rockwell Med. These are just penny stocks popping up, guys. These are no plays at all. Not a Dolphin Entertainment. Ethereum related stock, Dolphin Entertainment. Huh. 35 million Q4 revenue. Ethereum related stock. Dolphin Entertainment is a entertainment marketing company and production company. The company, through its subsidiaries, provides strategic marketing and publicity, various services to various brands. I guess they're just a publicity firm for ETH. Huh. This is up. There's no reason. But that's interesting. I'm going to add that to my crypto list if it's crypto related. I am probably going to get ready for the open here. See if I can listen to anything. See if I can look at possibly any plays. Everything's kind of at the lower end here. So crude oil 102.73, Brent crude 107.09. Those are both still high, but they're down from their peaks yesterday. Say they are looking like a possible decline, but we got to keep an eye out, right? Because a decline can hit a valley and turn back into an incline very quick. And then our NASDAQ futures in Q is at 14,207, and the S&P, the E-mini future, the ES, is at 44.37. Again, I think 1400 level on the NASDAQ and the 4400 level on the S&P futures are important. And we're above those. We'll see. Maybe both oil and futures can come up at the same time. They both appear to be in a slightly decline this morning. I could see this market taking a dip and then a rip. But either way, I mean, if it looks like it's going to go one clear direction or the other, or if it looks like a reversal happens today, which I'll be looking for either real strong momentum to catch a wave, or I'll be looking for weak momentum to possibly inverse a wave and probably just try to play a Bulls or a Bears to one side or the other, and just probably just you know got some settled cash, and you know we'll just day trade these. We'll try to find good positions and look to sell any profits. If we get some volatility and if we get some clear momentum and direction, um, this is probably what I'm looking at today. The Bulls and the Bears for now. Unless anything else pops up, I'm always going to be on the lookout for plays. And then we'll see. We'll see what happens this weekend and where we go on Monday. Have a good Easter weekend. Remember what we're celebrating. Jesus died on the cross for our sins, was resurrected, joined with God in heaven, and created that link that you and I can now tap into and become a part of. So you're already perfect. Natural gas is up in the sevens. Natural gas is up. UNG